The View hosts have got themselves into hot water again after they did the very thing they purport to be against.
I think she's probably been put in there because, according to Donald Trump, she's a 10.
Oh my goodness! You simply will not believe the absolute earthquake that's just rocked the world of daytime television. The View has been thrown into complete and utter chaos with Joy Behar's shocking, and I mean absolutely shocking, departure from the show. But darlings, this isn't just your regular TV personality exit. No, no, no. There are whispers, very loud whispers I might add, that a bombshell lawsuit from Karoline Leavitt might have been the final push that sent Joy packing. Now we all know Joy's never been one to bite her tongue. Her controversial comments have lit up more fires than a 4th of July celebration. But this time it's different, honey. The backlash has reached levels that are absolutely unprecedented. And let me tell you, the behind-the-scenes drama is even juicier than what we're seeing in public. The corridors of ABC are buzzing with speculation that legal troubles finally forced their hand. I mean, can you imagine? Joy Behar, who's been as much a part of The View as those iconic mugs on their desk, suddenly gone. She's been making waves and headlines for years, turning herself into a household name with her sharp tongue and unfiltered opinions. But as they say, pride comes before a fall, and oh my, what a fall this has been.
I think she's probably been put in there because, according to Donald Trump, she's a 10.
Karoline Leavitt only secured her position because of her good look.
Now let me take you back to the moment that started this whole delicious disaster. Picture this. It's just another day at The View, the lights are bright, the cameras are rolling, and Joy Behar, in her typical fashion, decides to share her thoughts about Karoline Leavitt, Donald Trump's press secretary. But honey, what came out of her mouth next sent shockwaves through the studio. Instead of discussing Leavitt's qualifications or professional experience, you know, the things that actually matter, Joy went straight for the jugular with a comment that had everyone's jaws on the floor. She actually suggested, and I can barely believe I'm saying this, that Leavitt wasn't hired for her impressive resume or her capabilities, but because Trump considered her a 10. Can you even? The moment those words left her lips, you could feel the temperature in the studio drop faster than a lead balloon. The audience, they literally gasped. And trust me, I've seen my fair share of shocking TV moments, but this was something else entirely. The reaction from her co-hosts was absolutely priceless. They were exchanging these looks that spoke volumes. You know those looks, right? The ones that scream, "Someone please cut to commercial before this gets any worse." And social media? Oh my word, it exploded faster than a pressure cooker without a valve. The criticism wasn't just coming from one side of the political aisle. This time, everyone was united in their outrage. But here's what makes this whole situation even more deliciously ironic. Joy has spent years, absolutely years, positioning herself as this champion of feminism and women's empowerment. She's always the first one to call out sexism and misogyny, always ready to defend women against exactly the kind of superficial judgment she just dished out. The hypocrisy was so thick you could cut it with a knife. Initially, Joy tried to brush it off like it was no big deal. You know how she does, acting like everyone else is just being too sensitive about her humor. But darling, this time the usual playbook wasn't going to work. What started as just another controversial View moment was about to snowball into something much, much bigger. The tension in the studio was so thick you could practically taste it.
Clear though, it's not her first job. It was her first press briefing.
Karoline Leavitt only secured her position because of her good look.
Democracy. And if you're a deranged lunatic and you're mentally ill, you will believe that lie, and yes, you will.
Just when everyone thought this scandal couldn't get any more explosive, Karoline Leavitt dropped a bombshell that sent shockwaves through the entire entertainment industry. Instead of taking the high road with some carefully worded statement condemning Joy's remarks, she went nuclear. We're talking full-on legal action, honey. A lawsuit alleging defamation and character assassination. The legal documents, and trust me, I've seen them, claim that Joy's comments weren't just harmful. They were deliberately malicious, intended to destroy Leavitt's professional reputation. This lawsuit turned what was already a media circus into a full-blown three-ring spectacle. Suddenly, ABC found itself caught in the crosshairs of a legal nightmare they never saw coming. Legal experts were coming out of the woodwork faster than ants at a picnic, all debating whether Joy's comments crossed that precious line into slander territory. Some were even suggesting, and this is where it gets really interesting, that ABC could be held responsible for allowing those inflammatory comments to make it to air. The whole situation had the network's legal team working overtime, trying to figure out how to navigate this minefield without blowing up the entire show. The whispers started growing louder and louder. Could this finally be the controversy that ends Joy's long reign on The View? Because let's be honest, she survived plenty of scandals before, but this one had teeth, darling, and they were sharp.
The View hosts have got themselves into hot water again after they did the very thing they purport to be against. Karoline Leavitt only secured her position because of her good look.
Now, let me give you the juicy details about what was happening behind those closed doors at ABC, because it was absolute pandemonium. Emergency meetings were being called left and right, with executives practically living in their conference rooms trying to figure out how to handle this mess. The View's staff was completely divided. It was like a civil war had broken out in those hallways. Some were still firmly Team Joy, defending her right to speak her mind, while others were quietly admitting that maybe, just maybe, she'd finally crossed a line she couldn't uncross. My sources, and trust me, I have some very well-placed sources, revealed that ABC was considering everything from a temporary suspension to forcing Joy to make a groveling public apology. But here's where it gets even more interesting. Joy wasn't having any of it. She was digging her heels in harder than a mule, refusing to back down or apologize. Classic Joy behavior, right? But as the days went by and that lawsuit kept gaining momentum like a runaway train, even her biggest supporters started to wonder if her position was tenable. The network had weathered many Joy-related storms before, but this time was different. The legal pressure was mounting, and suddenly ABC found itself facing a critical decision: stand by their controversial host or protect the future of the show. Meanwhile, behind the scenes, the chaos was reaching fever pitch. Staff members were walking on eggshells, never knowing if they might get caught in the crossfire of this increasingly volatile situation. Then came the moment that sent shockwaves through the entertainment world. ABC officially announced that Joy Behar was leaving The View. The timing couldn't have been more suspicious if they'd tried. Coming right on the heels of this lawsuit, please, ABC tried to keep things vague in their statement. All talk about how Joy had decided to step away and how they wished her the best. But honey, we all know what that kind of corporate speak really means in Hollywood. The reaction to Joy's exit was absolutely explosive. Some people were practically popping champagne bottles, saying it was about time she faced consequences for her controversial comments. Others were absolutely outraged, claiming ABC had thrown Joy under the bus to save their own skin. Conservative media was celebrating like they'd won the lottery, while some liberals were devastated to lose one of their most outspoken voices.
Especially coming from Joy Behar, who is as woke as they come and positions herself as a champion of feminism.
I think, Claire, she's probably been put in there because, according to Donald Trump, she's a 10.
Caroline Leavitt only secured her position because of her good looks.
Democracy. And if you're a deranged lunatic and you're mentally ill, you will believe that lie, and yes, you will.
But darling, let me tell you, this drama is far from over. Just because Joy's gone doesn't mean ABC is off the hook with that lawsuit. Some insiders are whispering that this could be just the tip of the iceberg, the beginning of major changes at The View. The questions everyone's asking: will ABC try to settle with Leavitt to make this whole mess go away? Will Joy fight back or just fade into the sunset like yesterday's news? And can The View possibly survive without its most controversial host? The network is in full damage control mode, trying to figure out how to address the lawsuit head-on. Some are speculating that this could force bigger changes at The View, with executives possibly looking to completely overhaul the show's tone in response to mounting criticisms of bias and unprofessionalism. One thing's for certain: this saga is far from over, and the fallout is only just beginning to rain down. Whether Joy was forced out or left on her own terms, and honey, we all have our theories about that, her exit marks the end of an era for The View, and with that lawsuit still hanging over everyone's heads like the sword of Damocles, the drama is far from over. Will ABC settle with Leavitt to make it all go away, or will this case actually go to trial? Will Joy fight back against what many see as unfair treatment, or will she quietly fade from the spotlight? In all my years covering daytime television, I've never seen anything quite like this. The View has weathered its fair share of scandals. Lord knows they're no strangers to controversy. But this one feels different. With public trust in mainstream media already hanging by a thread, this could be the controversy that changes everything. The show has survived scandals before, but this time the damage feels more permanent, more fundamental to the very nature of the program. The trust that's been broken, both with the audience and within the industry, may never fully heal. And let's be honest, in today's climate of intense media scrutiny and instant social media reaction, can any show truly recover from this kind of scandal? So what do you think, darlings? Was ABC right to show Joy the door, or did they throw her under the bus to save their own skin? Will The View ever be the same without her sharp tongue and controversial takes? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to smash that like button and hit subscribe to stay updated on all the latest developments in this ongoing drama. Because trust me, sweethearts, this story is far from over, and you won't want to miss what happens next in this absolutely scandalous saga. Remember to ring that notification bell, because in the world of daytime TV, the next explosive revelation is always just around the corner. Stay tuned, because this drama is just getting started, and something tells me there are plenty more shocking twists and turns coming our way. The View will never be the same, and we're all here to watch how this delicious drama unfolds. Drama